Channel your inner beach goddess with this easy-to-crochet beach crop top. Made with a simple one-twist stitch throughout the entire pattern, it is easy to learn, perfect for beginners. Hey friends, and welcome back. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Shaz, and today I'll be showing you how to make your own beach crop top that is lightweight and perfect for those hot, breezy days. I'll be making this in size small, but the written pattern will include all sizes up till 5XL, which you can find in the link in the description below. Now to start, we'll need a 2.5mm crochet hook, some stitch markers, a tape measure, a tapestry needle, and a fingering weight yarn, which you can find in the link below. To start, we'll be working from the top down, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm making a size small. So for my foundation chain, I'll be working up 100 chains. This length should be half of your chest circumference. And if you're customizing your own size, be sure to work in multiples of 4. Next, you'll chain 1 to start the next row. Now for the next row, we'll be working single crochet stitches into every chain. So you'll insert your hook into that second chain from your hook. You'll drop a loop, yarn over, and pull through all loops. You'll work single crochet stitches all the way across. Once you've reached that last stitch, go ahead and chain 3 and turn your work. Now we'll be starting with a twist pattern. You'll yarn over twice into the next stitch, not the stitch where the chain is, but the second stitch. You'll insert your hook, drop a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is considered an unfinished treble crochet stitch. You'll do that 2 more times. And once you have 4 loops on your hook, you'll yarn over and pull through all loops. Next, you'll chain 3. You'll yarn over twice. Insert your hook at the top of the group stitch and go ahead and work a treble crochet stitch. Now go ahead and work 1 more treble crochet stitch into that same stitch. For the 4th stitch, you'll yarn over twice. You'll insert your hook behind the first bottom post stitch and you'll work a treble crochet stitch. This will make the stitch twist. And this is how the first twist stitch should look like. Now let's go ahead and work on the second stitch. You'll yarn over 4 times. You'll insert your hook into the next stitch. You'll drop a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Next, you'll yarn over twice. You'll insert your hook into the next stitch. You drop a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you'll do this 2 more times. You should have 7 loops on your hook. Now you'll yarn over and pull through 4 loops. You should have 4 loops on your hook now. You'll yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So basically you've completed a 4 treble crochet stitch together and a treble stitch at the top. Now for your next stitch, go ahead and work 2 more treble crochet stitches into the same stitch. Now into that first post at the bottom, you'll yarn over twice, and through the back of the post, you'll work your last treble crochet stitch. And that will be your second twist stitch. Let's do that 1 more time. So you'll yarn over 4 times. You'll insert your hook into the next stitch. You'll draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. For the next stitch, you'll work 3 unfinished treble crochet stitches. Once you've worked 4 stitches, go ahead and yarn over and pull through 4 loops and finish off with 1 treble crochet at the top. Now you'll work 2 more treble crochets into that same stitch space. And then you'll work your last treble crochet stitch into that first post at the bottom through the back and completing your twist stitch. From here, we'll just be repeating the twist stitch all the way across, but just bear in mind the first twist stitch does not start off the same way. Once you've completed all your twist stitch, this is how your twist row should look like. And for the next row, go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work. For the next row, we'll be working a half double crochet stitch. So you insert your hook into that first stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and pull through all loops. You'll continue to work single crochet stitches into each stitch all the way across. Once you've reached that last 4 stitches, make sure that the bottom 4 stitches are twisted in the right direction in order for you to work the remaining 4 stitches. It can be a little bit tricky, but once you do this a few times, you should be able to get the hang of it. Once you've completed, this is how the wrong side should look like. Now for the next row, you'll chain 3, you'll turn your work, you'll skip 2 stitches and work a half double crochet. You'll chain 1, skip 1 and work a half double crochet. You'll continue with this pattern of chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet all the way across, and you should have an extra stitch at the end. Once you've worked your way all the way across, you should have 1 more stitch remaining. Just go ahead and work another half double crochet stitch into that last stitch. You'll chain 1, turn your work, and for the next row, we'll be working a half double crochet stitch into every stitch, and instead of working through the chain, I prefer to work through the chain space. So you'll work through 1 stitch and 1 chain space all the way across. Now on your last stitch, make sure that your last stitch is at the top of that first half double crochet stitch. You'll chain 3 to start the next row. Now that we've completed 1 set of the pattern, we'll be basically repeating what we just did. Our next pattern sequence would be the twist stitch followed by a single crochet stitch and followed by the chain space. And we'll just repeat this pattern sequence until we've reached the preferred length of our crop top. Now let's go ahead and work on a twist stitch again. We've already chained 3 earlier. You'll yarn over twice, you'll insert your hook into the next stitch and work 1 unfinished treble crochet stitch. You'll do this 2 more times. Once you have 4 loops on your hook, you'll yarn over and pull through all loops. Next, you'll chain 3. This will be considered your first treble crochet stitch. You'll yarn over twice and work another treble crochet stitch into the top of that stitch. You'll do this one more time into the same stitch space. You'll yarn over twice and complete a treble crochet stitch through the back of the first post on the bottom row. This completes your first twist stitch. Now to start the second twist stitch, you'll yarn over 4 times. You'll work 4 unfinished treble crochet stitches or treble crochet 4 stitches together. Yarn over and pull through 4 loops. You'll yarn over and work 1 treble crochet stitch and work 2 more treble crochet stitches into the same stitch space. You'll yarn over twice, insert your hook through the back of the first post at the bottom row and complete a treble crochet stitch. And now that you know this pattern already, go ahead and work on the twist stitch all the way across. And once you're done with the twist stitch, you'll just repeat the pattern sequence of single crochet, chain space, single crochet, twist stitch until you've reached the preferred length of your crop top. Once you've completed all your rows, here I have 7 sets of our pattern sequence, and this will fit right below the chest. And once you're happy with the length, go ahead and make a second piece. Now that we've completed the body panel, let's work on the sleeve. We'll be working along the width and working our way towards the length. So for size small, I'll be working a chain of 84. To start the next row, I'll chain 1. And into the second chain from our hook, I'll work a single crochet stitch. You'll continue to work a single crochet stitch into every chain. Once you've completed your single crochet row, we are basically repeating the same pattern sequence as we did on our body panel. So just like before, we'll chain 3, we'll turn our work, you'll go ahead and work 3 unfinished treble crochet stitches. You'll yarn over and pull through all loops. You'll chain 3, you'll work 2 treble crochet stitches into the top of the stitch. You'll yarn over twice and work a treble crochet stitch into the first post on the bottom row. You'll repeat the twist stitch and the entire pattern sequence for a total of 15 pattern sets or until you've reached your preferred length. Once you've completed all your rows, you can go ahead and work 2 rows of chain space half double crochet stitch followed by a single crochet stitch, and you can do this for 2 rows. On that last stitch, do not bind off just yet. You'll fold the sleeve in half lengthwise, wrong side facing out. You can place stitch markers along the edge just to align the stitches. You'll pick up your hook, you'll align the stitches, and you'll work a single crochet stitch into the first stitch through the front and back panel. You'll continue to work single crochet stitches evenly across while working on both pieces together. And once you're done, go ahead and bind off and turn your sleeve right side out. And go ahead and make a second piece. Now to seam up the body panel, you'll place both pieces wrong side up and place a stitch marker on every corner to secure them in place. Next, you'll find the center of the length's width and place another stitch marker. You'll now measure 11 inches or 28 centimeters along the neckline using the stitch marker as your middle point, and you'll place 2 stitch markers on each side. We will then seam up the shoulder from the corner of the stitch marker working towards the neckline. So go ahead and remove that first stitch marker. You'll insert your hook into that first stitch through both pieces. You'll pick up your yarn, drop a loop, chain 1 to secure. And making sure that your body panel is wrong side facing out, you'll work your single crochet stitches while carrying along the excess tail and working around them. So go ahead and work your single crochet stitch all the way across until the next stitch marker. And once you've reached that stitch marker, go ahead and chain 1 to secure and bind off. You'll do the same thing on the other side. Once the shoulders are all done, they should be nice and seamed up like this. Now we'll move on to seaming the sides. For size small, you'll measure 7 inches or 18 centimeters from the top down and you'll place a stitch marker. And you'll do this on the other side as well. And don't forget to also check out all the other sizes in the link below. Now go ahead and grab your sleeve, making sure that it's right side out, and you'll insert the sleeve's end. That's the one without the 2 half double crochet chain repeat rows. This is the width of your sleeve, so this measurement should also match the opening length of your sleeve. Now you'll take your sleeve and you'll insert it between the 2 body panels and through the armhole like this, making sure that the cuff sticks out the other way. Now we'll first start by seaming the sides. You'll remove the first stitch marker. You'll drop a loop. You'll chain 1 to secure. And you'll work single crochet stitches through both pieces all the way across until the next stitch marker. And don't forget to pick up the excess tail and work around it. Make sure that when you're working on the row side that you're working even stitches all the way across. Once you've reached all the way to the top of the stitch marker, you can go ahead and remove that stitch marker and find the seam side of the sleeve and align it towards the seam that you just made. Return your stitch marker back to secure both the sleeve and the body panel together. And also feel free to place a few stitch markers along the arm opening to secure them to the body panel. From your last stitch, you'll continue to single crochet the body panel and the sleeves by working single crochet stitches through both pieces all the way in the round. And don't forget, it's always helpful to work around the excess tail. And once you've worked your way all the way in the round, you'll work a slip stitch into that first stitch to join. You'll work a chain 1 to secure and bind off. And once you're done, and when you pull the sleeves through, this is how it should look like. Now you'll do the same thing on the other side. Once both sleeves are completed, you'll turn your work right side out. And here are our sleeves. Now we'll be working to tidy up along the neckline. So go ahead and grab your hook, and I like to work along the seam side. So I'll insert my hook, I'll draw up a loop, chain 1 to secure. For the neckline, we'll be working single crochet stitches into each stitch in the round. And on your last stitch, you'll work a slip stitch into the first stitch to join and chain 1 to secure and bind off. Now the final step is to work on the bottom edging. So let's turn our work bottom side up. I'll insert my hook through the seam side. I'll draw up a loop, chain 1 to secure. For this row, we'll be working half double crochet stitches into every stitch. We'll do this in the round. And once you're done, you'll work a slip stitch into that first stitch to join, and you'll chain 1 to secure and bind off. Weave in all loose ends and have a happy beach crop top kind of day. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up and for you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.